On what, day 3?
Day 3. We are off exploring today. So, no real plans.
Welcome back, Honest Travelers. I'm Ariana.
And I'm Bryce.
And this is day 4. Sorry, I know we said day 3, but it's day 4 of Paris. Today we're just going to explore the city. We don't have any real plans. Let's get started.
So here we are going to a little patisserie / boulangerie shop called Maison Hardel. I thought it had such a cool outside, and it had so many options to choose from quiches, different kinds of eclairs, different croissants, and different tarts. And we actually got the Croque Monsieur here, and it was very nice and warm and had a good thick slice of ham on it, and it was very salty from the baked cheese that was toasted on top. And I would say that it was really good, but I wouldn't say it was the best that I've had in my life.
It's definitely very rich.
Yes, it was very rich. And next thing we got was a croissant, and it was definitely warm and flaky. It was tasted really nice and sweet, but honestly it kind of tasted like it would be just one that you got from a good bakery here back in the United States. Alright, so even though we are exploring for the day, there was one place that we did want to make sure that we checked off our list while we were here in Paris, and that was the Sacre Coeur. And so we actually decided to go on and hop on a little train ride and then walk the rest of the way.
We're really big fans of John Wick, and the last movie takes place at the Sacre Coeur, so it was really cool to go see that in person.
So when we got off the train and we were making our way to the Basilica, we actually were taking some random streets to get there and found this little marketplace. After some research, I actually found out that it's called Boulevard de Grenelle. And so if you ever go into Paris, I will say this was probably one of the coolest markets because it absolutely had everything. Anything from fruits and vegetables to all sorts of meats and fishes. I got a little sample of a free olive, and they have different kinds of clothes, decor, and even cleaning supplies. This was definitely a place that if you get very claustrophobic, you would have a hard time being here because, as you can see, it was absolutely packed and you're shoulder to shoulder with random people.
I thought these trees in these little pots were so cute.
Super cute. No idea what market it is. We just randomly walked up on it. But it was cool. That's a cool little story.
So in order for us to actually get to the Basilica, we had to walk all the way up these huge flights of stairs. In fact, they were so tall we actually had to stop halfway up.
Yeah, even after we climbed all those stairs and you finally get to see the Sacre Coeur, you realize there's another set of stairs you have to take, and you're wondering at this point if it's even worth it to climb the rest of those stairs. But it had a beautiful view.
Yeah, it had a great view of Paris. The inside of the actual basilica, I thought was absolutely beautiful, breathtaking. One of the things I really liked about the whole thing was that they actually kept the whole place quiet, and they actually had a section where you could go and pray if you wanted to.
I'm a fan of stained glass, so I love to just walk around and look at how beautiful their stained glass is, because in these churches it's everywhere, but it is stunning.
I think one thing that shocked me was with it being a building that's so old and doesn't have AC, I felt like it was actually quite cool. I thought it was going to be absolutely blazing hot from all the candles that were in there and all the people walking around. But it absolutely caught me off guard of how cool it actually was. Once we were leaving the Basilica, we actually realized that the stairs that we took to get there were actually not the famous stairs that you see in the John Wick movie. And so naturally we had to go take those down.
Far ahead we see the great Ariana in her wilderness and in the wild, conquering the greatest feat of mankind, stairs.
We went into this chocolate shop that was amazing, but also they had these sculptures of all of these famous buildings, like some statues, but this was completely made out of chocolate and it was super duper cool. Like the detail that they were able to get in the chocolate.
I think this one right here is my favorite of the pirate ship or the European ship, whatever you want to call it, but every single aspect, including the sails, were actually made of chocolate and the detail was absolutely exquisite. I thought this was really cool that since the national sport of France is soccer, all of the public courts that you would see here in America that have the basketball hoops and everything, they had built-in soccer goals instead. The next place that we're going to is a place that we actually found on a YouTube video, and it's called Liani Bakery, and it is a nice little boulangerie, and the workers here were absolutely so nice. In fact, I feel like so many people, they say that the French people are rude and dislike Americans. Well, I would say we actually didn't even have any of those problems. If you go and you respect their culture, they will absolutely go out their way to help you in any way they can.
Yeah, we definitely didn't have any rude people. All the Parisians we ran into were very nice to us.
Yeah. And we actually got 3 items from here. At the bottom, we got a slice of flan. At the top right, we have a classic croissant. And to the left of that, we have the pain de chocolat.
That croissant was so good.
It was
so
so
buttery,
good.
so flaky, even crispy on the outside. It was so good.
All of the items that we got there were good.
Look at that. I thought it was cool how they just had little carousels on random streets for kids to just hop on and have fun. Like, that was super cool.
Mm-hmm.
We are now walking the markets, trying to find stuff for a picnic.
Here we found this little wine store so that we could get some wine for our picnic. And the store is actually called Nisa. I don't really know how to properly pronounce it. But again, the people here, they were absolutely so friendly and so helpful. We told him that we wanted a bottle for our picnic and that we were going to have some different meats and cheeses. And he actually told us what kind of wine would be best to go with the meats and cheese. Not only that, but he also told us that if we didn't already have some meat, he actually knew someone who was right down the street that we could actually go to who has really good meat.
Yes, he had a couple recommendations as far as the meat goes. He was telling us which place to go to if we wanted like a stew meat for us to cook with, or a different place to go for us to get like prosciutto and salami for us to have during the picnic. And his recommendation did not disappoint.
Yes, it's probably some of the best wine that we had while we were there. Here we are actually going to a store called Boutique Maillet, and it is super cool. It is actually a mustard store. That's literally all they sold.
Yeah, I think they had 5 mustards, and we got 3 of the 5.
Yeah.
They were all very good.
On our way to dinner. The famous road bed.
Here we are at a restaurant called Le Grand Carnat, and it was actually right across from the boulangerie that we actually went to that morning. And we started off with some French onion soup, which I guess there is actually just called onion soup. Overall, it was pretty good. I would say it was nice and hot and salty, very cheesy, and very much a hearty meal. It was very rich in flavor. So for my main dish, I got some steak frites, and at the end of the day, this was pretty mediocre. I thought the steak was cooked nice, but it lacked any kind of seasoning. And the fries, they were very nice and crisp, but they definitely need some salt. And the sauce that we have there is almost like a little mustard sauce of some sort. And again, it was kind of overall just basic.
I don't even know what it was called, the dish that I got, but what I was envisioning from what the menu said to what I got, I was not expecting that, and I was not the biggest fan of it.
Yeah, we probably would not go back to there. In fact, Ariana did not like her meal so much, we actually had to go to Old Reliable McDonald's, which is right down the street from our hotel. Well, that is the end of day 4. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Well, yeah, sure.